From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, July the 16th, 2019. We open with remarks yesterday made at the U.S. Justice Department's Summit on Combating Anti-Semitism in Washington. U.S. Attorney General William Barr, who opened the gathering, condemned anti-Semitism in all its forms and said, "My concern today is that under the banner of identity politics, some political factions are seeking to obtain power by dividing Americans. This is the breeding ground," he said, "for hatred, and we must reject it." Special Envoy to Monitor and Combat Anti-Semitism, Ilan Carr, noted the sources of anti-Semitism today.
This is a global problem, and just as in Europe and in the Middle East, anti-Semitism has three sources. This country is no different. We've talked about it before, and you all know what those sources are. The ethnic supremacist far right, the anti-Zionist far left, and radical Islam. Three groups that should hate each other more than they hate anything else on earth, and yet mysteriously are united by their hatred of the Jewish people.
Carr also noted current anti-Semitism hiding behind criticism of Israel and the BDS movement, saying it is more of what we have seen in the past.
And so there is nothing new about this so-called new anti-Semitism. It is Jew hatred, plain and simple, and must be treated as such.
Among the Jewish leaders who addressed the gathering, the American Jewish Committee's Chief Policy and Political Affairs Officer Jason Isaacson, who noted that while current anti-Semitism has not reached the levels of the dark times of the Holocaust, it cannot be ignored.
And here at home, after the events of the last year, from Pittsburgh to Poway to rhetoric from some elected officials, no, it is not 1939, but it's 2019, and that is cause enough for concern.
The U.S. House of Representatives passed a resolution commemorating the 1994 Amir Jewish Center bombing in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and called for those responsible for the deadly attack to be held accountable. The bipartisan resolution was introduced by members of Congress Ted Deutch, Joe Wilson, Albio Cires, and Francis Rooney, just ahead of the 25th anniversary of the July 18th of 1994 terror attack, which left 85 people dead and scores wounded. Deutch noted in his remarks on the House floor that 25 years on, justice has still not been served.
Considerable evidence has linked this heinous attack to the terrorist group Hezbollah and its sponsor, the government of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Now, despite warrants issued by the Argentinian justice system for Iranian and Lebanese nationals thought to be involved in the attacks, and their addition on Interpol's most wanted list, Iranian and Hezbollah operatives have yet to face accountability for their actions. We encourage all responsible nations to not allow the perpetrators of this attack to continue to escape justice. And as we recall the victims today, we stand against terror and hatred and anti-Semitism, and we stand for justice.
The IDF is investigating an incident last night in the West Ridge, commonly known as the West Bank. According to the military, Israeli forces had set up a checkpoint outside the Arab city of Tulkarem. And during a check of the cars at the entrance to the city, an IDF soldier spotted a car that he suspected of attempting to ram soldiers at the scene. The soldier opened fire. The driver was injured and taken to Petah Tikva's Beilinson Hospital in serious condition. The IDF said the nature of the event is being checked. Well, while party leaders and political hopefuls hold merger talks ahead of the upcoming national elections in Israel, former labor leader Shelly Yachimovich says she is out. Yachimovich, who was a veteran journalist before entering the political arena, said she's taking a break and will not be in the running for the 22nd Knesset, but will support current and veteran labor leader Amir Peretz. She tweeted, "I love the Knesset, but I'm tired of this too long political season, which has grown poisonous." The 59-year-old led the Labor Party from 2011 till 2013. Well, archaeologists in Israel have discovered a vast site from the Neolithic period, said to be the largest from that period in Israel and one of the largest of its kind in the region. The 9,000-year-old site was discovered during archaeological excavations near Motza Junction. Co-director of the excavations, Israel Antiquity Authority's Jacob Vardy, called the discovery a game changer.
We uncovered over a hectare of Neolithic architecture, which is pretty impressive in universal terms. We estimate that between 2,000 to 3,000 people were living here simultaneously. As a prehistorian, it's a once-in-a-lifetime project. People who study the Neolithic period in the Near East are really interested in what's happening here. For sure, this is the largest Neolithic excavation ever in the Levant.
Jewish journalist and author Lucette Lagnato has died. Lagnato was a longtime reporter for the Wall Street Journal. She won the Sammy Rohr Prize for Jewish Literature in 2008 for The Man in the White Shark-Skinned Suit, a Jewish family's exodus from Old Cairo to the New World, which told of her father's journey to America. She also notably wrote about the notorious Joseph Mengele and the search for justice for his victims in Children of the Flames. Lagnato was 62. And one of those victims, Ava Kor, has died. Kor and her twin sister survived the inhumane medical experiments by the Nazi doctor. She wrote several books about her experiences and founded Candles, Children of Auschwitz Nazi Deadly Lab Experiments Survivors Holocaust Museum. She died this past Thursday at the age of 85. Israeli judoka Ori Sasson took home the gold in Hungary. Sasson claimed what is his fourth Grand Prix title in Budapest this week. Hadassah has a new president. Rhoda Smullo will lead the Women's Zionist Organization of America. She has been with Hadassah for 39 years and served as the group's national secretary before becoming its president. Outgoing national president Ellen Hirschkin said Smullo exemplifies the ideal of selfless service to the organization. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, July the 16th at 7 o'clock, former CIA analyst Kenneth Pollack talks about the changing nature of the Arab military threat to Israel. At 8, Middle East scholar Tony Badrin of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies discusses the threats posed by Iran and Hezbollah to Israel, the Middle East, and the U.S. At 9, it's part 2 of Mark Golub's interview with Rabbi Eli Abadi on L'chaim. At 10, authors Mati Friedman and Nicole Krauss discuss writing about Israel. And coming up right after this newscast, a look at the election arena. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, July the 16th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.